those of you that want a chance to surprise the enemy and take the fight to their home, knowing the risk that is involved, knowing that a memory of yours may be taken, and we are uncertain of what memory that might be, but those of you that are willing to step forward and take that risk and take that opportunity to attack the enemy where they rest, raise your spear and step forward. And you watch as this entire army raises a spear and takes a step forward. Any last minute stuff you want to do in Bifeld before the army takes off?
Any more healing potions we can get our hands on?
I'm pretty sure Mr. Lay on Hands, Healing Aura, AC of 28, it feels like. I know it's not, but it feels like.
I have 15 different healing potions in my inventory.
15?
I have 8 normal ones, 5 graders, and 2 superiors.
Where'd you get... Wow.
I have been hoarding them.
I think I've been giving them out as they...
I'm a video game player. You hoard all of the healing supplies until the boss battle.
I have 6 normal healing potions.
I have 5 because I gave them away when I think Oliver needed them.
Oh.
I mean, the normal ones don't do much, but they can be that extra little oomph, you know?
4 plus 2.
I've never used my Dust of Dryness.
Well, this actually comes into a point I would like to make. I have this potion of growth that is not necessarily good for me, but they can make you grow very big for 1 to 4 hours when you drink it. So, if one of you would like to, it
what
will
if
make
I
you
fed it?
enlarge from the enlarge reduce spell.
But what if I fed it to Darius?
That
But
would be
we might not have him at the battle because it's random.
But we might have him again. We don't know.
Yeah, but maybe. But I'm thinking because it makes you a size larger, right?
Yes. It uses whatever enlarge would be from enlarge / reduce.
I'm looking at it.
The target
no,
size doubles in all dimensions, and its weight is multiplied by 8. Its growth increases its size by 1 category from medium to large, for example. If there isn't enough room for the target to double its size, the creature or object attains the maximum possible size in the space available. It has advantage of strength checks, strength saving throws. The target's weapon also grows to match its size. While these weapons are large, the targets attack with each of them deal an extra d4 damage.
Advantage on strength checks makes me better at shield bashing, and being a size category larger means I can shield bash larger things.
Oh.
So I feel like we want me to have...
I also, this potion of fire breath is...
Because I think I'm the only one that consistently uses strength.
Yeah, that's true. I should just give you enhanced abilities so that you can use bull strength to have advantage on your strength. Shall we get going to
Occam?
March? Yep. Is the whole army teleporting to Occam?
I mean, it's large enough of a space to fit an owlbear, a Pegasus, and the 3 of you with room to spare. You know, it'll take probably close to half a day, but
It would take them a lot longer than that to march there.
It would take them a lot longer to march there. So yes, they teleport. They begin the process of teleporting everybody, and you find yourselves in Occam. Are you gonna join them as they march into the city? You guys aren't going to the Fey Tree?
Nope,
No,
we're gonna march with the army.
We're going to march with the army, and then once they begin their attack...
We'll decide if we're needed to do a surgical strike or if it's better for us to just keep assaulting with the army.
That was the word I was looking for, Ser Ridire. Surgical.
Oh!
Yeah, it'll take about 2 days for the army to march.
I do want to specify that the night before the attack truly begins, I do want to Heroes Feast, and I will use that bowl.
Okay. How many times do you have to... When do you have to roll for your Owlbear?
Oh, I mean, he goes away at the
It
next
lasts for
dawn.
24 hours.
He lasts
Or,
till
well,
next dawn.
next dawn. So possibly up to 24 hours.
Okay. On the first day, I mean, you all left in the morning for Byfeld, and after probably an hour, maybe 2 hours of conversation, it was decided to get moving. It was another probably 2 hours to get everybody kind of geared up and to the first set of troops moving into the portal, those that were ready. And then they just, as they exited, they made their way outside of Occam and built up a little camp. And so that was a day. And then it was another day to get here. And then a third day to get to the base of the mountain where trek up can start. But at that point, once they start moving into the mountainous range, it's on. You don't know when you're going to reach the actual city and the fighting will start.
So up to 12 other people.
Yeah.
So the 2 of us. So there could be 10 other people that can eat the hero's feast.
I mean, it is instantaneous. So as soon as we see that we're going to be starting to fight, we can pop it out.
It takes an hour to eat, though.
Oh, it's true. But it lasts for 24 hours.
Very worst, very worst. We were planning on going with them to start the fight, teleport circle back to Occam, and then Feytree in. Very worst, the 3 of us could get it in the Feywild right
True.
before we pop out, and it's no time wasted.
And I can feed it to the new animals that I make.
Yep.
Imagine a giant weasel with an extra 2d10 hit points.
Can you imagine an owlbear with extra 2d10 hit points?
Mm-hmm.
Wisdom saving throw advantage and immunity to poison and fear.
Immunity to poison. Oh, that's great. Stupid goblins.
Immune to poison and being frightened, and makes all wisdom saving throws with advantage.
Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll use it in the Feywild before we go through the tree if we do that.
I can also cast a 4th level aid and give us all 15 extra hit points.
That's, I believe, just hit point maximum stack, right?
Yeah.
Temporary don't, maximums
don't.
do.
Both of these spells increase the maximum, so
Then they
yeah.
stack. Then they absolutely stack.
Yay!
So if they both, if it maxed out, and then I did the 4th level, that would be an extra 35 hit points for each of us,
Ooh, I like that.
which I think would put me over 200.
Whoa.
God.
You definitely have more health than I do, but we have the same amount of
Yeah.
AC.
Oh yeah, 20. I only need 21 hit points to hit 200, so 35 would definitely.
What?
I'm 179.
I have 154.
I have 102.
Hey, at least that means at full health you're immune to power word kill.
Yeah!
It's true. Just barely.
You take 1 hit. Ooh.
It's a problem.
You end up getting kind of an uneasy night's sleep, knowing the coming battle is ahead, and that, everything is kind of gearing up for this one last push. But knowing that you're surrounded by, roughly 1,500 soldiers, yeah, you get a little bit of a better night's sleep than if it was just the 3 of you in a, hotel or a inn that Crazy Fox stabs you or something. You all wake in the morning. Provisions are handed out. Camp is broken down. The big thing about this is that the blood moon is very thick in this area. So everything, it feels like it's bathed in that crimson. The one remaining moon that is, now shining bright after destroying Lady Zamed's mansion, that isn't having an impact here. It doesn't aid it in any way. This area is dark red hue to everything. The army breaks down camps, and you all begin to trek up the mountain, passing by some familiar trees now that you're not having to quickly run out of the forested mountainside. Terrain is difficult, to say the least, as you make this march with the army. And are you all in the front? Are you in the middle, in the back, on the sides? Like, where are you marching with them?
I would like to do a thing.
Okay.
I would like to turn into a regular-sized raven, and I want to fly up very high and ahead and see how far forward, much farther we had to go till we encounter forces.
Go ahead and roll me a perception check with advantage.
26.
26 will do it. Wow. Okay, you have about a half a day's journey till you are able to make it into the, until you see the top of the keep that is cresting over the trees in the clearing that you had been in, where the city of, Hodenfeld once resided. The once former capital of Fadir, thousands upon thousands upon thousands of years ago, now a decrepit city overrun by werewolves, vampires, and other nasties.
Half a day's journey up the mountain through difficult terrain.
Yeah, and while I say difficult terrain, it's hard moving, but it's not like slowing everybody down as long as they're, marching with some awareness and working together. There's enough people pushing forward that it's not impossible going. It's just this terrain is very much wooded, New Hampshire style mountains where there's tons of trees, a very steady incline, not huge giant boulders or anything like that, but you do find some outcroppings that you have to move around and some formations that you have to avoid.
So it's like all those Spanish knights walking through the forest in Hibaro from Love, Death, and Robots.
Yes, I think I've seen that part, yes.
Gives me a good way to picture it.
Marching! Yeah, and I will ride on Barnabas and, lead the troops from the front.
Okay, you're in the front. Oliver, are you with him? Are you...
Yeah, I'm sticking close just for when the time comes. When we need to do what we gotta do.
Is there anything that I can chill out on to count as a short rest on the way there?
You can ride on the back of Barnabas.
Yeah, I would say with the peace of mind that there's, quite a bit of a journey before you arrive, you rest on the back of Barnabas long enough to get the benefits of a short rest.
Okay. I just, I don't know if we're going to have another opportunity to get a short rest, and I want to get that in while I can.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
You all approach the, you keep marching with the army, and, a couple hours goes by, and Tal'Dama, you're able to get a sense along the way, as you're approaching, of some movement in the trees. Roll me a perception check with advantage.
Perception, 28.
Yeah. Okay. So there are creatures that are moving through the tree branches and getting, right on the edge of your peripheral vision, and then moving away at a fairly quick pace where you're not able to really get a sense of where they're going. They might land on a tree branch, and then just as you're starting to kind of lock into where they might be, you lose the scent of them, and you lose the blind sense of them. Whatever connection to the ground they've had, they remove that connection as they move backwards.
They seem to be like they were trying to spy upon us.
A scout, probably, yeah.
I realize, hey boys, there probably are werewolf scouts in the trees. They are not touching the ground, so I think they know our tricks.
So we chop down all the trees.
Light the forest on fire.
I don't love the idea of significant environmental damage, but...
Fine, I can regrow them when everything's over.
Oliver, fire!
1,500 troops caught in a blazing forest fire. That's all. Way to go,
we're
guys.
in the forest. We're in the forest.
We have the decanter of endless water, it's fine.
Acid rain.
Acid rain. Some stay dry and others feel the burn.
So I'm gonna acid splash. I'm gonna say geyser and acid splash into the stream.
Whoa, wow. That might carry it.
but the stream will be going upwards, so that it rains back down.
Yeah, I feel like it wouldn't do much, but it would probably be uncomfortable at least, would be my guess.
At the very least irritating, right?
Yeah,
Make it
yeah.
itch.
If you look up into it, it's gonna be problematic.
All the cultures are like, gosh, why am I so itchy now?
Yeah, if it gets in your eyes, it's gonna burn. Yeah, but
I don't like that. You doing anything before you kind of get to the edge of this
Oh, yes.
fight?
Yep.
Good.
Summoning another owlbear! Darius, you're back!
And who's with Darius? The 3 and the 2?
A giant rat and a regular badger.
All right. You watch as, these little fur balls land on the ground, and suddenly one of them expands, and there is now an owlbear standing in front of you, and on his head is a badger, and on his back is a giant rat.
rodents of unusual size.
I don't think they exist.
All right. Anything else? The others are prepping before.
As the army's marching in and getting ready, I'm gonna choose a space near the edge, but before anything begins. While I have like maybe the armies have seen each other, but they're kind of like lining up and like gauging each other. I'm gonna take an hour, or no, 10 minutes. It's only 10 minutes. I'm gonna take 10 minutes, and I'm going to cast Druid Grove in the edge of the trees, the tree line, and this is going to create a 90-foot cube.
Whoa.
That I'll maybe go like 5 feet beyond the edge of the trees, and then the rest of it in the trees. I'm making a safe spot for our men to operate in. The entire area is filled with fog, and I'm creating the way I'm doing this. I can specify creatures as friends who are immune to the effects. So the effects only negatively affect the followers of Shar. So it's filled with thick fog. So everything within there is heavily obscured, but to those that are immune to it, so our troops, they can see through it like no problem. It looks like a soft mist to them. I can fill any number of 5-foot squares, so the entire area is filled with grasping weeds and vines,
Right back.
as if affected by an entangle spell, so it's like difficult terrain. But to anyone immune to it, the weeds and vines feel soft and can reshape themselves to serve as temporary seats or beds. So it's a good spot for them to rest up if they need it. And I'm going to animate 4 trees within the area to protect the area. Also, there will be a spike growth right in the middle of it that doesn't affect those of us immune to it. So we can set up like a base camp command post in there, or at the very least, just a spot troops can retreat to be safe if they need to.
Not bad.
So, yeah, 90-foot cube, so 90 feet on each side. So my intent will be to recast it every day to be like our command area, where we can, where troops can be brought in to kind of recover for a little bit. Command can be somewhat protected, as well as possibly, if we have military engineers, we could build a catapult. I don't know.
Oliver, anything you're setting up, getting ready?
I'm gonna just real quickly, we're gonna do a little kind of front perimeter, probably around where Tal'Dama had mentioned there being potential scouts. I'm gonna do a quick detect evil.
Okay.
And just see if I spot anything.
What's your range on detect evil?
I think it's within 30 feet, but I'm doing a little sweep because it lasts like 10-ish minutes, I think.
Okay. Within 30 feet of you, nothing. You know, you go around a perimeter for a while and are just kind of checking the area out, and there's nothing that's in your vicinity. That being said, the aura that's coming from the direction of the keep is overwhelming. It looks like, as you're detecting this evil, there's this reddish green mist that you can see just kind of snaking its way towards you.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's a little unnerving.
I wish I had a couple levels higher, because then I'd have the wall of force.
You set up the perimeter of the Druid Grove, and you are watching the edge of this encampment through the trees as they thin out, and you are seeing the city remnants of Haddonfeld in front of you. And it's at that point that you all can start to see the reddish armor with the purple trim adorning the troops of the Army of the Night as they stand in wait of the invading army coming to their home. And as both forces start to gear up and get ready to advance, that's where we're going to end tonight.
Oh, man.
Thanks, and as always, may you roll those nat 20s and avoid those critical fails. And have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.